Well, hello, FC crew out there. It's so glad to be back with you today. I've missed you. It's been too long. It's time to get back into some content. And today we're coming at you with episode 1 of 10 hilarious parenting tips for you to enjoy. So let's get at it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so we have a well-known guest, well-known friend of mine, and he's been on in my videos before, I've made an appearance, and I can't think about anybody better to have on here to react. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to react to these hilarious parenting tips that I've gathered up from the beautiful world of Twitter, and I think you're going to enjoy these. But before we go any further, I'm going to get my buddy in on here, and we're going to get cracking. Paulie, what's up?
Trent? Well, it's the weekend and doing nothing.
I love it. Other than shoveling snow and sleeping, right?
I don't have to shovel snow.
It's nice when you have somebody to clear for you. So, Paulie, we're gonna jump right into it, man. I'm glad you can join me, and we're gonna let everybody know out there that we're reacting to these 10 hilarious parenting tips one at a time, and we're just gonna see what our response and reaction is going to be, and we hope that you'll join us for this whole video right until the end, and let us know in the comments what you think of them and kind of how they hit you. Did they hit you funny? Were they weird? Did they hold no value at all? Doesn't matter. It's your response, so we'd like to know. So without further ado, let's get in to number 1, Paul. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here's the first one. Of course, we got some background music in here. So, all of these, we'll say, hilarious parenting tips come from the wonderful world of Twitter. And this comes from at the Real Dratch, August 1st, 2016. And his parenting tip was this. Maybe don't leave hungry hippos on the floor of a dark room. I mean, I know every parent is cringing now thinking about going into their kid's room at night to see if they're asleep, and you have this game on the floor, and all of a sudden you leave an imprint on your foot from the hungry hungry hippo game. What's
I know Lego's not good to step on.
Lego too.
But are hungry hippos, are they talking? Is she referring to the marbles? Because I wouldn't want to. It'd be like a Home Alone scene, right?
Yes, kudos. That scored you one with the audience. You just that's a Home Alone reference? Yes.
Oh, one of the best movies ever made.
One of the best movies ever made. So, Paul, let's rate these. Is this a hilarious parenting tip? Is this a good one?
I don't really I don't like this one personally.
What is it that you don't like about it?
It's like hungry hippos. Maybe stepping on a game, it's always going to suck. But there's parts of the game I'd rather not step on than the actual game itself.
And today, do you find the game Hungry Hippo in anybody's home? Isn't that irrelevant or outdated?
I think it's a bit outdated now.
I think so too.
Now, if you walked into the room and it was trouble on the floor, would you actually check to see what the dice says after a pop?
That's a good one. I like it. It could seal your fate. That's right. If it's 6s, hey, there's something good coming your way.
Just don't get 3 of them.
All right, let's jump into number 2. Here we go. Pro tip.
Never take a toddler's word for it.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead on a limb and say, dude, this hits me in the right place because that is so true. It's hilarious.
This is almost like a common sense thing.
Yeah. So your toddler comes to you and says, Dad, I think I want to serve myself some, I don't know, yogurt and bananas. And you come out and you find, yeah, she did serve herself some yogurt and bananas, but she didn't put it in a bowl.
Dad, I cleaned my room.
What does clean mean to you?
Shove everything under the bed.
That's right. Hide it all. So what do you
Put it in the closet.
What do you think, Paul? Is this a good one? Is this how does this hit you?
I would say it's a pretty decent tip. I wouldn't call it a pro tip, but
okay.
It's good advice. Common sense advice, though. So
all right. Let's move on to number 3. I'll take it from here. Parenting tip, or hilarious parenting tip number 3: take kids to a pumpkin patch. This is funny. Let them pick out any pumpkin, but make them carry it to the car, and they'll never want to go to the pumpkin patch again. That is brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's the best one so far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you want to change your kid's mind about getting, because they're always going to be like, I want the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
So before
I was like that.
Before you even hit the pumpkin patch, you say, okay, whatever one you pick, you got to carry it back to the car. Or maybe don't say that first. Say, pick whatever you want, but you got to, and then after tell them, you carry it. If you can carry it, go ahead and pick it out.
I think that's a good one.
That's a really good one. I love this. So kudos to @cheeseboy22 for this brilliant idea, which I think a lot of parents should stick that in your back pocket. You may have to use that come the fall when it's fall and you're picking pumpkins for Halloween. So I think that's a pretty good one. Paulie, what do you think? Good?
Yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one.
Solid. All right.
2 thumbs.
Perfect. You're up next. Let's go on to number 4.
All right. Pick your battles. I would agree with this one. Pick your battles. Some of them aren't worth battling out.
Like, are we picking Star Wars battles? Are we picking like Freddy Krueger versus like Jason battles? Like, is this figurative language?
I think that this is referring to like.
Oh, my bad.
Your frustrations.
Okay.
When you've asked like 15 times for something to get done and it still hasn't got done.
Right.
That's a battle that you should deal with.
This is great advice. It's hilarious too because, I mean, you say to your kids, okay, you have 2 options. You could do the dishes or you could vacuum. They're always going to take what's easier. So you know what you do? Hey, pick your battles. You let them choose the one that's easier. At least they're doing something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you think this is a good one? Would you call it hilarious?
I don't think it's hilarious. I think that if you're a good parent and you have a good head on your shoulder, you're gonna just, that's gonna come naturally, I think.
I think so too. So good. I like it, but not so funny. I mean, a little bit hilarious depending on what picture you have in your mind of it. But let's go on to the next one, Paulie. Number 5. Parenting tip. When your kids start crying, start bawling bigger and badder. Soon they will stop crying and turn their concerns to your welfare. That is awesome. Can you picture yourself in the mall? They're like, I want a toy. I want this toy. I want this.
I could almost like picture Jim Carrey doing that.
Totally.
Just overreact.
Yeah, just be like, okay, if you're gonna turn it on, you're gonna turn the sprinkler on, the tears on. I'm just gonna scream and bawl too, and see if they kind of go, Dad, you're not supposed to react like that. That's my job. But who knows? Could turn the tables, right? It could.
This is I would say it's a funny one. It's very antagonizing, though.
And brilliant. I mean, this is really good. This is what I call
shout out to Conflict.
Yeah, absolutely. This is this one really could be a game changer when you find yourself in a situation that your kids are just elongating the situation and begging and pleading. It's a good way to turn the game right in your favor, for sure. So I would definitely say that's a really funny one. Paul, you?
I do. Yeah. I would agree with you.
Awesome. All right, man, let's go on to number 6. Let's do it.
Number 6, let's say, no good ever comes from a toddler sitting naked on the couch.
Yeah.
Well, certainly not if you had Taco Bell. You might want to not do that. I don't think there's any good with toddlers on the couch. You get crumbs in them. They make a mess, like food smeared in.
But listen, we all know. I mean, I've had this happen to me. This is absolutely brilliant. This made me not just smile. This made me chuckle. Kudos to @Smiley_Gale. That was a fantastic one if you come across this. But like, I'm telling you, if your toddler is sitting naked on the couch and the accident happens, not only are you interrupted, but you may have to throw at your couch and get a new one.
Yep. And you know what? I bet you it's happened to quite a few people.
Paul, where do you rate this one? That one's pretty good. What do you think about that one?
It's pretty decent. You can put your own imagination to what the outcome could be.
Yeah, you think so? That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, Let's move on to number 6. Here we go. Of course, I haven't looked at these, so this is kind of like a blind reaction. Parenting pro tip. Number 6, I believe. Don't talk about yourself as a failure of a parent to your children. Lucky Charms. Now, I think I know what this person's saying by this tip. I think they're saying don't talk about your failures to your kids, because your kids may go ahead and tell other people. Hey, you know what my mom did? You know what my dad did?
That too, and you know what? Your children may not even have that thought. You might feel that you're not good at doing whatever it may be, and you look at yourself as being a failure, but in the child's eyes, it could be the complete opposite.
So in light of being hilarious, I think this is maybe what they're referring to. Be careful what comes out of your mouth, because your kids might just turn around and take it literally and go share it, broadcast it to the world.
Well, that too, yeah.
Right? So,
right?
I mean, what if you said something like, you know, I'm just like, I don't know, just a simple one. I'm so stupid, I can't get it right. And he goes, kid goes to school and goes, yeah, my dad's stupid, he can't get anything right. And then it comes back to, and you're like, of course. Thank you, you're a parrot now, are you? You should, Anyway, what do you think? This is a pretty good one. I like the.
I think it's a good one. It's more on a serious tone than maybe funny.
I guess it's you kind of got to find the funny in it, right? You got to kind of look and see past it. But yeah, I think it's not too bad. Anyway, we're going on to number 7. Paulie, let's do it.
All right. Wine, mom. She probably is gonna go and get the wine.
Yeah, I love that parenting tip. Wine. So, you know what? I don't know why, but that scene from The Family Guy where Stewie is going, Mom, Mama, Mommy, Mama, Mama,
yeah,
Mama, and all of a sudden, what's Lois do? She just freaks out, right? What? I don't know if she goes and gets a glass of wine after, but I think this is exactly what this is talking about. When you've been pushed to the limits by ongoing request and attention, you just want to be like, okay, time to go to bed. Mommy's going to cuddle up with her best friend, and her name is Wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Good one?
Wine. Oh, yeah. It's always wine o'clock for the mothers.
Yes, I love it. 1 o'clock, around the clock, right? Moms deserve it. Shout out to all the moms out there, right? Because they're the military. They're the surgeons.
We probably, I would say, get it too easy from a parenting perspective.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Ready to jump on to number 8? I think it's number 8.
I think it's number 8, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Parenting tip. This comes from @BCMG Supermommy, Lee Grover. And she says this: unfold laundry straight out of the dryer is an excellent place for napping. I think I'm picking up a hint of sarcasm here.
Yeah.
That's what my dogs do.
just take it out of the dryer, or like what? Just dump it on the floor and then cuddle up. It's still warm, like having a blanket on.
And then you get to the point, if you have a toddler, then you dump up the clothes, they lay down, they're sleeping, and you're like, maybe it's the break you need from them being so busy, and then you're like, I need to fold the laundry, but I don't want to wake the beast.
Yeah. Well, and if you do have a nap on the unfolded laundry, well, you still have to iron it anyways, so you don't have to worry about the wrinkles.
That's good. I love it. So I think this is a good one. This is hilarious because I'm picking up a hint of sarcasm from this parent.
Oh, absolutely, right? Sarcasm.
Brilliant. Well done, Super Mommy. I believe it was. So Paul, let's jump on to number. What
do we have? Number 9.
Number 9. It's all you.
All right. Parenting tip: have 2 kids so you can keep your lazy butt in the car and say, "Get your brother when picking one up out of friends." So, I don't know. Having 2 kids, that gives you options in that kind of a scenario. Or say your one kid's like calls, "Hey mom," or "Hey dad, can you come pick me up?" But the other son's home, so no, he's getting his butt out the door.
Man, this is a incredible strategy. This is like leveraging your kids to your own advantage, especially if they can do it. So this is hilarious. This is so good. Have 2 kids. Not one. You need 2 because you need the other one to go with that one, right? Go get your brother when picking up one at your friend's house. That's perfect. Hey, you go get him.
Having 2 children might actually make it a bit easier to get the chores around the house done because, hey, if there's only one child, they're all still your chores.
Yeah, and you know
what? Have 2 kids, you can split them up.
True, and this is in the spirit of humor too. So I mean, don't shoot the sheriff. I'm just the messenger. But like this dad is thinking about his lazy butt in the car, relaxing. Like, what if it's winter? You want your kid to suffer, right?
Yeah.
In the cold. So what do you think? Good one or?
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 stars.
6 out of 10. Wow.
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're at number 10. We're gonna round it off here in our first episode of Hilarious Parenting Tips, the first 10, and it's all you. So you finish it off for us. Here we go.
When your child tells you he is having bad dreams, it's okay, pal. Reality is much scarier. Will not come for him. Wow, I think that our reality we're living in right now is pretty stinking scary.
Man, it's like Halloween every day. No?
What's a bad dream to a kid? It could be like their cat died. Or could be the cookies are all gone, but I really want one.
Or the cookie, the last cookie they're dreaming about actually grew a face, hands, and legs and got out of the cookie jar and attacked them.
Well, for you have 2 kids. Like, right. So you go by, there's 1 cookie left. You might as well just eat it to save the fighting between the 2 kids.
Okay, guys, you know what? I'm going to settle this right here. Okay? I'm going to settle this. Anyway, back to the quote at hand. Good job at the Alex Neville, I guess. My meh precedes me. I love that. Yeah, I think this one is funny. This one is really, really good. I love it. Parents being absolutely candid and real. Hey, buddy, I know you had a dream, but reality is much scarier. And you know what I love about this, though it's funny? It won't comfort them in the moment because, of course, toddlers don't have a sweet clue what reality is to a certain degree other than they live in a play world, right? Toddler we're talking about.
Yep.
Like, I guess at a young age, you're teaching them the difference between a dream and what's real, and man, life. You can't get any more real in life, right?
Oh yeah, it's like the scary. You put a scary movie on, and they might have a bad dream, but you just it's all fake. It's make believe. They're actors. It's not real.
It's true. Yep. Incredible. It was so. All those 10 were good. Those are good. I think they made us chuckle, some of them. And you know what? We're gonna come back and do this again. You know what? Maybe next week. We'll see what happens. But I think the first 10 were pretty good.
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
All right. Paulie, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure.
We'll be back.
Join you.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us in this first edition of Hilarious Parenting Tips. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, before we sign off, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and ring that bell so you're notified when I go live and when I post brand new content. With that, like I always say, keep safe, keep focused, and I'll catch you on the flippity.